All right. Well, I'm here with Billy, and we have something we have to talk about. So we thought we would talk about it on camera because I don't know. It's kind of an important topic for people at large, which is marriage.
Hmm.
Is what we're talking about. And the reason we're talking about this is because I went to church this morning, and the whole sermon was on marriage. So I thought you might want to hear about what I learned.
Let's hear
Okay. So okay, let's just talk about the fact that okay, so there has to be a flow back and forth in marriage. Okay.
it. Yes.
Do you know what a Newton's cradle is?
No.
Okay, it's one of those metal balls. It's like all those metal balls, and you pull one up, and it goes like this.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So it's like in a marriage, you're supposed to like flow, 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 flow. But eventually, the Newton's cradle will do this, and it stops.
Hmm.
And then you have to insert energy back into the Newton's cradle.
Yeah. I mean, marriage is kind of all about getting your balls hit.
Dude, that's called a maraca. No, I'm just kidding. Um, no, but what would you do? Okay, if your Newton's cradle just went inert, like how would you insert energy back into your marriage?
Oh man. Well, there's probably a number of ways. No pressure though. um,
There's a lot of pressure because if we let a marriage die, any marriage, that could be sad.
could be sad. Well, I think we're doing it right now. Is doing something new.
Yes, yeah, new project. You know,
New project. New attitude.
yeah. Well, I always say I have a crush on projects, not people.
Hmm.
That's how old I am.
Not like housing projects.
No, no, no. But like, so like, if you had a marriage and it stopped flowing,
Hmm.
then you just say, okay, let's do a show, or let's.
Yeah. Like retaining our our status as being married. Do something new within us.
Mm,
You know.
yeah.
Not like do something new like other people kind of thing. You know.
Well, I mean, some marriage. I mean, come on.
I mean, some marriages work that way.
Yeah,
Um, so maybe the theme is just something new,
yeah.
something to refresh it. Like take on a new project, take on a new wardrobe, take on a new, something new.
I was gonna ask you if you think an outfit is enough.
It's a good start.
Because, like, to me, an outfit is just a patina over a brainstem.
Sure, but it could be the beginnings of something new. Like a new attitude, a new uh, yeah, like a new beginning in a way. Like it could be the beginning. It could be a doorway or a gateway.
Well, I think if you're gonna do anything, it's better to have a good outfit than a boring outfit.
Absolutely.
I mean, so I just want you to know I'm gonna Newton's cradle you.
Wow, that sounds like one of those. Never mind.
Dude, yeah. What's it mean to cradle your person?
My Newtons. I mean, yeah, I'm not sure. That's a good question.
Okay, the second lesson is you're not supposed to status quo a marriage, which means I guess you don't just say like, all right, we're married, and then now here we are.
Yeah, that would be unfortunate. It should be treated as something special, don't you think?
Well, some would say that love is a process,
Yeah.
not a static thing. Like, I love you, and then that's it.
I mean, yeah, that's true. That's fair, but like, there's also like the concept of unconditional love. Like, I love you no matter what. That's something static.
That's true. I mean, I think it's good to have that, and then love as a process keeps that alive and flowing.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, yeah. The static part of love keeps that flowing.
Yeah. Well, in astrology, would say like if you have a good composite chart, if you have good alchemy, then you have that love, baseline setting. But then if you don't flow with the other person, it's like a plant. You have to water it, or it's not going to grow.
Right. Right. But knowing that the water's always there is important.
That's true. That's true. Okay. So then you're supposed to have a daily check-in.
Check in, huh?
Yeah.
Hmm. What does that mean?
You're supposed to check in every day.
Just for like and say what?
Maybe send a meme or a gift. No, I mean like if it's a marriage, you maybe like check in like how was everything going, or Did you get a mean email from work, or kind of thing?
Hoping you got a mean email from work. No.
No.
Yeah, no, I feel that. Checking in is good.
Yeah, I feel like the thing we could extrapolate this to the kind of marriage that some people have. Is that it's like texting. Okay, let's say you have your project you're working on. Like, okay, we're gonna get together and play a public piano.
Yeah.
Guitar jam or something.
Right.
Like, you might want to text between that and the next project. Like, you want to text between. It's like it's not just about the project. It's like you kind of have this like check-in background text thing going on.
Yeah, just staying in touch.
Okay.
Staying in touch.
Okay.
Yeah. Checking in.
So for you, it's a not so daily check-in.
Well, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be a daily thing, but regular is good, I guess.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, you're an interesting case because you'll go in with a band for like 11-hour, 12-hour days, and it's like you can't really. I mean, you do a little checking in.
What is a day really?
For you, it's like 72 hours.
It can be. I mean, yeah, sometimes days run into each other a little bit.
Yeah.
Just with the nature of how I work, for me personally, like, days run into each other. Like, oh shit, we haven't talked for 3 days. Shit, it didn't feel like 3 days. It was been like 1 day on my clock,
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
I think every marriage is obviously different. So, like,
yeah.
This is like the churchgoers that I was like, okay. So, okay, what do you think about a weekly date night?
Weekly date night's a good idea, I think.
Yeah. In the kosher laws of marriage, they say you're supposed to, consummate your marriage once a week because otherwise it's not kosher.
That's it?
Yeah. At least once a week.
Oh, at least. I see. Yeah, I mean, scheduling and proximity allowing.
Well, they actually have really advanced kosher laws. Like, if someone's like on a ship away from sea, then it's like a certain amount of time.
You can't really make consomme at that point.
Totally. Do you think
But you can consummate in different ways. A letter, an email, a video call.
It's true. Do you think in a band, like the music is the date night?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like band practice usually happens like once a week.
Yeah, that works.
We used to do our Thursday nights.
Yes. Then I got super busy, but that could go back to normal.
Oh, that's the normal?
Well, it could go back to Thursday night.
That's the new normal?
Yeah.
Yeah, my Thursday nights have been booked.
Mm.
But anyways, we could do 10:30 p.m. sessions. I was thinking we could do the 10:30 sessions.
That can work as long as the only problem with that is, because now there's somebody living in that room.
Oh.
And the studio's right there and she goes better. But
we could do it at my house on Thursday.
That's true.
Or something.
Yeah.
Okay. But a weekly date night, I think whatever the juice is in the marriage, whether it be music or whatever people do. You shouldn't really let it go on super long or the marriage starts to wane.
That's true.
I guess you can pick it back up with your Newton's square or whatever.
My Newtons are all powerful, dude.
You're like a Newtonian bomb. Okay, a marriage also needs a periodic getaway.
Periodic getaway.
Does that mean to get away from each other?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, that can be just as valuable, I think.
Yeah, totally.
But,
This would be like when a band goes on tour for a week.
Yeah. Like, hopefully that's not as often as the date night. If you need to get away from me as much as you need date night, there's a problem there.
Yeah, I think you have like one date night and you're like, I need some space.
Yeah. Again.
No, but I think the point is that the couple is supposed to go on a periodic getaway.
Yeah. To get away from whatever, like external forces or whatever. Or just the doldrums of daily life.
Yeah, totally. You know what would be cool is if we went to the beach and did a photo shoot or something.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, totally. Or we could go to some abandoned Gothic warehouse or something.
Or an abandoned Gothic warehouse at the beach.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I think if you're in a work marriage, at least partially, then you should go on little trips to do little micro projects for your.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, that really.
I think that's good. I think that's good.
I think we're gonna have fun doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it.
When?
I don't know. We'd have to get it on our schedules. Did you lose your mojo when I said schedule?
No, not at all.
Just kidding.
Is that how you say it? Schedule? I thought it was schedule.
Schedule. Okay, you are supposed to continually insert energy into your own soul.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's true. Who said that?
The pastor.
Wow. Yeah, that's absolutely true, I believe. It's a lot of energy to maintain a person, especially yourself. You know?
Yeah. Well, I think part of this sermon was like saying that, you know, you can't put everything into your partner and say, like, you need to be my everything, you need to be... Because, like, you really have to have enough with yourself. You have to have like, God in yourself and the Holy Spirit in yourself, and that should fulfill you as well. Like, you know, you might be occupied and I can't get to you. I can't just be like, oh my God, Billy's gone, I'm not happy. Like, I have to have, like, my own Newton's apple with my own soul.
Newton's apple gag.
Oh my gosh.
No, it's true. You do have to have your own shit going on. Or else you're just going to be waiting on another person your whole life, you know? This is not good.
That's true. That's true. Do you think we have a healthy marriage?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
We had to try a few different iterations, though. We're on our, like, fourth iteration.
Try again. Never give up.
This is, like, the fourth format we've worked with.
Format.
Okay. The last thing is you're supposed to have an investment in friendships. Outside the marriage.
Outside marriage. Well, yeah. I mean, if your partner's your only friendship, that's kind of sad.
Yeah.
And it puts a lot of pressure on your partner.
Yeah, I think it's like, okay, so some people say a band's like a marriage, right? And it's like, it's not just the two people in the band, it's like the community that forms around the band.
Yeah.
Like the band Fish. Don't people follow Fish or the Grateful Dead?
Yeah, they're kind of the similar crowd, I think.
Oh, the Juggalos. The Insane Clown Posse.
That's a different thing.
Yeah, I'm going to see the Juggalos next year.
Are you really?
Yeah, I was going to try this year, but it came out too fast. But seriously, it's like you got to invest in the community around your marriage.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I would hope that occurs naturally, you know? Like you don't have to conjure it or contrive it or whatever. That just occurs naturally. Like you have fans of the music and they're fans of you as a person that come to support you as a band. You know, you've had that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Like people that don't necessarily get the music, but they come because they're your friend. But then there's people that just like the music. You know. Yeah,
there's like total levels of engagement. I think that the idea there though is like some people get really into the marriage and they're just like it's all about the marriage, but like really marriage is a community affair. I think, you know, there's something called the couples container, which is like you have a marriage and then you have the people around it who keep pushing it back together, and that's called the couples container.
Yeah.
And in a band, that would be the community around the band.
Right.
Like you get in a band fight and they're just like, no, you two just back together.
Yeah. And sometimes you have a marriage where people in the couples container telling you, get the fuck out.
I know, and they're actually not in your couples container. They're in a different container.
Yeah.
So.
I wouldn't know that.
Yeah. Shut up. That was not my fault.
Yeah.
Nothing is my fault.
No.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about. But
I don't either.
But I will say this is, no, I mean, there are things that are my fault. In general, but you know, I take my 50% on those things.
Yeah.
But anyway, well, I'm really glad that you let me tell you about these things because when I was listening to them, I was thinking of you, and then I thought if I forget them, then I won't get them over to you. And I think the biggest thing is the Newton's square or whatever it is.
Cradle.
The Newton's cradle. We have to do this. Like, we have to do this, and if it ever goes like this. Then one of us has to insert energy back into it, and then we're like...
Yes. Agreed.
Okay. All right.
Oh.
I love you.